The Outdoor Show. It's the program that puts you into the peaceful and beautiful home of Mother Nature. It moves you back to that calm fishing pond up north, one step away from Lake Michigan, or into your hunting blind on a brisk fall morning. The Outdoor Show. It's a peaceful program. This is not your mother's outdoor show. This is the WHTC Outdoor Show, hosted by a guy who literally has hunting in his name. Tom Meddendorp is Dutch for Village in the Maiden, or King's Hunting Ground. Your co-host, sometimes, is Tim Becker of Powderhorn Guns and Archery. It's time for what really happens when the guys go up north on that hunting trip. It's time for the WHTC Outdoor Show, presented by My Firearms ETS. That's MI Firearms ETS on 1450 WHTC, Holland's news leader.
Good morning. Welcome to the Outdoor Show. Yeah, I'm Tom Meddendorp, and my sometimes co-host, Captain Tim Becker, I think is on his way back from Canada from bear hunting. And we've got some special folks in the studio this morning. First of all, we've got Brett Hoffman.
Good morning, Tom.
Bass fisherman extraordinaire, right?
Every now and again.
All depends on the day.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we're going to talk a little bit about bass fishing, but I got to first tell you, we also have Morgan Inglesman. I hope Grandpa Leroy's listening.
Yeah, probably.
She's here today, and she's going to be my co-host. And, you know, Tim might lose his job today.
I guess we'll see.
as we hear Caitlin over there laughing. And then, she probably doesn't want me to tell anybody, but my daughter is here too. She's here for moral support for Morgan. But she rolled her eyes when she heard that I had hunting in my name. She's going, I hope nobody from school listens. Anyway, we got a good show today. We're going to talk about bass fishing. We're going to see if we can get Brett to give us some good tips, tricks, and tips and tricks for finding the big bass, and then how to get them hooked and how to bring them into the boat.
Hopefully.
It took a while. We were trying all summer, but you had so many tournaments going on.
Yeah, I'm pretty busy during the summer. It's normally every Saturday and a few weeknights every now and again. So.
Well, the weeknights aren't so bad, but when you got to go your whole Saturday.
That's all right. That's my money maker.
Those are the money makers,
Hopefully.
the Saturday tournaments? Well, that'll be a good thing. If we can get those, you can get those money makers, then you can pay for the gas to get the boat where it's how to go and get it out on the water and everything else, right?
That's the way we typically try to work it.
Doesn't always work out because I know a lot of guys, they get into doing it and then they just can't keep it up.
A lot of guys call it a donation, so.
There you go. Well, you know, we get out there and we fish and we hunt and we do all these things outdoors, and we actually put a lot of money into our economy when we do this stuff. Even though, you know, you guys, you're the guys that you talk to call it a donation.
Absolutely.
That's better than taxes.
Yes.
It's willingly given.
Very true. Very, very true.
But 50 years ago, Congress created the Land and Water Conservation Act. It was a bipartisan commitment to safeguard our sporting heritage by conserving lands with high wildlife habitat value, important water resources that support healthy fisheries and secure access for recreational opportunities like hunting and fishing. Now, that act is about to expire at the end of September. So what we need you folks to do is we need you to call in and talk to your congressman and tell them that you want them to reauthorize the Land and Water Conservation Fund. That fund helps us to fuel a $646 billion industry. I was reading that number, $646 billion is our industry of hunting and fishing.
Well, what people don't understand is with us having the Great Lakes, the big lake fishing, all the inland lakes that we have, there's so many people that come here to fish because everywhere else in the country you do not go out and find salmon, trout like you do here in Michigan.
Right, and they're using hotels, they're buying gas here, they're doing all kinds of stuff when they come here.
It's an all-around economy as far as between buying licenses, Yeah, everything that they spend here goes back into our community.
And well, the thing is, this is a successful model. It works by providing matching grants to leverage investments from states and local governments to provide financial support, for shared federal. Let me see here. I lost my spot. For shared federal land conservation strategies and for tools like voluntary conservation easements that permanently secure irreplaceable lands that improve outdoor recreation areas. You know, and yes, I'm quoting from an article that I picked up to have some information for everybody, but please, folks, you got to contact your members of Congress and tell them to reauthorize the Land and Water Conservation Fund before it expires.
Just give them a ring.
Well,
Call
yeah,
them right on up.
you can do that. They
That
have
easy, yeah.
they have people that answer for them though.
But you can tell them hi. Ask them to say hi for you.
Unless you got your cell phones, the cell phone numbers.
Oh, there you go.
I got those secret numbers. Now they're going, oh, Tom's going to call me. Anyhow, it's very important that we keep this stuff going. And, you know, you think about, as we're coming into hunting seasons, everybody gets excited about the hunting seasons. And as we're coming into the hunting seasons, it's a great time for people to start focusing on what we need to keep our heritage here in Michigan rolling.
Yes, we need the funds to help take care of our outdoors. If we can't take care of it, then we're going to lose it.
Oh, most definitely. You know, if things get run down, people aren't using it, then, oh, hey, let's sell this or let's sell that. So the state land gets sold, and then the public access is gone.
Yep, and then that's where we run into the problems with house developments and stuff like that. And
there's people who want to build a new house going, problem, house development,
yeah,
what?
Right.
That's a problem. It gets in the way.
It does get in the way.
We got to stay 450 feet away from a residence if we want to, discharge a firearm to shoot a deer or anything like that.
Yeah, and around here, that's already getting hard to do.
So stop building your houses and spread them out. Build them up. I'm just kidding. I'm thinking right now about the waterfowlers that are out there, the goose hunters.
Yes, I'm kind of jealous of them this morning.
Well, because you used to do a lot of goose hunting.
Oh, I still do.
Do you?
I still do.
But you're here with me.
I am here with you.
And then you have to go do a pre-fish.
Yep, I'm going to go practice for a tournament next week.
And that one's on
Muskegon Lake.
On Muskegon Lake.
Yep.
And that one, you getting prepped for that?
Yep.
When you get out there and do that fishing, we'll talk more about that in a minute, how you do your pre-fishing and so on, and how you search for everything, because that's going to be very similar to someone who wants to get out there and find fish.
Yep.
Right?
Absolutely.
But I remember when you were doing your last youth hunt, and my son Jacob was doing his first youth hunt for goose, and we went to the Todd farm.
Yes.
And I had the video camera, and you took that first goose down, and I was right behind, going right over your gun shoulder, and we got the muzzle flash coming out of the gun.
I do remember that. That was
pretty sweet.
That was a fun morning.
Well, we had 6 kids with 2 zones.
Yep.
And in those 2 zones, we filled all the 6 kids' tags, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, it took like 20 minutes or so.
22 minutes we were done. But it took us 2.5 hours to set up.
Well, that's what happens when you set 20 dozen full bodies.
It was a pretty good setup for that day. And then we did that. 22 minutes, we were all done.
Yeah, we barely got done sweating. We had to pick up already.
Pretty much. So, Morgan, have you ever gone hunting, goose hunting, any youth hunts or anything like that?
No. I have my license, and my dad's tried to take me.
But then what?
I'm just, I can't. I'm trying to find some time in my schedule, but
You got a pretty busy schedule.
You need
with
to
all
get
that
less
softball.
I
busy.
got a pretty busy schedule,
There is always time.
Well, we like to try to always make time, but yes, I know your busy schedule. Seeing how my daughter does that softball thing with you.
Yeah. We dabble in it, I guess.
A little bit.
Yeah.
That kind of takes up the weekends for going out hunting and so on.
Yeah.
And then you get your license, but then you don't go.
Yeah, like I took the class. Good time. And then that's as far as I got.
Does Dad get disappointed?
He used to, but I think he kind of gave up.
He got used to the fact that you're going to play softball until you're done playing softball?
Yeah. But he likes it.
Is he listening this morning?
He probably is.
You want to say hi to him?
Hey, Doug.
Oh, she uses his first name, too. He's going,
That one's going to get talked about when you get home.
Probably laughed about.
Yeah.
You got to know these folks.
Oh,
They like to laugh.
Yeah.
And we're hoping Grandpa Leroy's listening.
Yeah.
And Grandpa on the other side.
Grandpa Art.
Grandpa
Grandma
Art,
Betty. Yeah.
Grandma Betty. They're listening, right?
Yeah, they listen a lot.
Do they?
Yeah.
I'm not going to ask if they like listening because I might not,
I guess, they must if they keep listening.
If they keep listening, they
Yeah.
must like listening to us. Anyway, I got a couple of hot cocos for you ladies this morning.
Yeah.
So you could have the hot cocos. Those came from Biggby. I got the
Yes.
Biggby coffee here. And I need to tell everybody about Biggby coffee and their contest that's going on. If you want to win free coffee or lattes and all sorts of other stuff for your entire workplace, okay, for your entire workplace, play Biggby Coffee's Beat O'Deal's Picks. You can play it right away this week. This is the first week of the regular season for NFL. And you simply select the winners of this week's NFL games. And if you outpick O'Deal, you will win free Biggby drink of your choice. If you're the one who picks the most correct, or you're the highest scorer, you'll win coffee for your entire workplace. This is happening every week.
Does it have to be coffee?
Well, no, you can get a latte, you can get your hot cocoa, you can get whatever drinks.
Because you know what I like?
What do you like?
I like a nice Red Bull with a pump of blackberry. You ever have that?
Well, they don't serve Red Bull.
Yes, they do.
They
Biggby,
do?
yes, they do.
I don't buy
You need
those.
to,
I
you
don't
need
buy
to research
those.
your Biggby.
I don't buy those kind, but you get Red Bull
With a pump of blackberry, yeah.
in coffee or just in the Red Bull?
No, it's just, I think.
Just,
I just order and drink it,
that's
wow.
It's good.
very interesting combination.
When I study, long night of studying.
Kids and their energy drinks. I don't know if I've ever had a Red Bull.
I don't really drink them plain, but
Well, that's crazy.
yeah, it's good.
Well, if you want to play on the Biggby contest here, you play for free. You simply go to Facebook and you search Biggby Holland. Now you need Biggby Holland. There's 2 locations, one on the north side over here on Douglas Avenue and one over on Chicago Drive on 120th. And you can play every week of the regular season. Prizes are going to vary as the season goes on, but I was kind of excited about that. I said, my wife's going to win lots of stuff because she likes to pick NFL picks.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
pick anything. I say the Lions are going to win every week, and I'm always right.
I think Amy will win it for sure.
Everybody's looking around. Yes, I'm always right. The Lions are always winning. I want them to anyway.
Well, you can keep your hopes up. Season hasn't started yet.
This is true. They did good the other night. The Outdoor Show is brought to you by Westenbrook Mower, where they service what they sell. All units are ready to use when they leave the store, and Westenbrook submits your warranty information so you don't have to. Stop into the Holland or the Genesis store, check them out on your computer at westenbrookmower.com, or call them at 616-396-5733. Lines are open. Give us a call, 395-1450. We'll be back here shortly on the Outdoor Show. Welcome back to the Outdoor Show, brought to you by Michigan Firearms, your personal protection and concealed carry specialist, and Earth Solutions at 616-566-0390. Call Earth Solutions for extreme brush hog service, to stump grinding, to grading and driveway excavation with crushed concrete or asphalt. Matt will also cut and clear your shooting lanes for this season. Give my buddy Matt a call at 616-566-0390. We're back, ready to talk with you. Give us a call, 395-1450. Remember, we've got our potentially new co-host in here.
Wow, that's a lot of pressure.
Just so you make Tim feel, guilty for not being here. That's the whole idea.
Okay.
And we've got Brett Hobman here, and we're talking fishing this morning. We're going to talk, we talked about the Conservation Act and everything else, and we want to make sure that we protect our heritage here in Michigan for hunting and fishing. But we really want to talk about bass fishing.
It's a lot of fun.
Have you had a successful summer so far?
I've had a very successful summer this year.
I see the Facebook postings where you won this tournament, and then you won that tournament, and then you put down, when you get different places and stuff.
We've had a really good year this year. We've just been able to stay on them when we found them and follow them around.
And that's you and Kyle every time, or?
Me and Kyle fish our Saturday circuits together.
Okay.
And then my weeknight circuits, either I fish by myself or I'll take my little brother with me or whoever feels like going.
So just anybody just joins you on a weeknight tournament?
Yep.
Huh. And
Let's go. Let's go with them next time.
Well, there you go.
Well, I can only have one in the boat with me at a time.
We can share a seat.
I got a boat too, Morgan.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that.
Oh, so we can beat them.
Oh, okay.
Well, there you go. See,
there we go. I do have a fishing trophy.
You live right close to Brett, so you got a fishing trophy?
I do.
How did you get a fishing trophy?
I caught the biggest crappie.
The biggest crappie?
Yes, sir.
Do you remember where it was?
At Big Star Lake.
Oh, on Big Star?
Yeah.
I think Uncle Cal's got a cabin on Big Star. I've been there only a couple times.
Yeah.
That's a big lake. I mean, a lot of different little channels and stuff going around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Have you fished for bass on Big Star?
I've never fished Big Star.
You've been on there, though, have you?
Yep, I've been up there. Actually used to work up there.
Oh, did you?
Yep, did a few roughing jobs up there, so
I just
right
stop
on the water.
I just stop and see Uncle Cal when we're traveling through there because we go past there a lot. But on Big Star, you won a trophy for the biggest crappie.
Yes, sir.
Do you remember how big the crappie was?
No, sir. It's a long time ago.
Do you remember what you caught the crappie on?
No.
No.
I just, with my natural instincts.
Hunted him out.
Yeah, I just, sensed it.
Well, you're on the right track then.
Yeah. And so we've got crappie fisher person?
Woman.
Crappie fisher woman?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That fits. That fits.
Extraordinaire. And bass fisherman extraordinaire. Yeah, I can't believe you got a trophy.
I do. It's hanging up.
My daughter, she would never get a trophy.
No,
she always says, let's go where we caught all those fish one after another.
Oh, yeah.
And that was on the Martini flooding. Do you know where the Martini flooding is?
I do not.
Up by Big Rapids. It was all small panfish. And they literally, you'd put your hook down, they'd come up and grab it. And as you're coming up, they weren't even hooked to it. They just follow the hook as you come up in the air and they jump in the boat.
Oh, that's one way to do it. I can't say I've had that yet.
I've had it several times where I've thrown something in that's got a tail of a worm,
Yep.
A lure, just a fake worm, and the fish would grab the tail, hold on to the tail of the worm, not get the hook, bring it up, and you can hold it up above the boat, and when they finally let go, they drop down into the boat. First time that ever happened, my tackle box was open.
Oh, flopped it right in the tackle box
Right
with
in the
all the
tackle box.
hooks.
It was not good. It wasn't pretty.
Nothing like making a disaster real fast.
Well, then you got to get them out of the tackle box, and you got to get the hooks out of them. And what are they doing?
They're flopping around.
He was flopping all over. I'm trying to grab treble hooks and everything else to get them out. So that can happen. But my daughter likes to go and just wherever she's going to catch lots of fish. She doesn't care how big they are. She doesn't care anything, just as long as there's fish biting and pulling them into the boat.
All for the love of fishing,
Well, yeah. But I don't get to fish because somebody's got to put the worm on.
Oh, she doesn't do that?
And somebody's got to take the hook out.
She won't put the worm on?
She's like her mother.
That was always my favorite part.
Her mother will put the worm on, but she will not take the fish off. They move.
They move. They're slimy. They're gross.
Can't I just step on them? No. What if I want to throw them back? Anyhow, so some of the lakes that you fished locally, right around within an hour.
Yep.
This summer, that are good spots that people could go to find some bass to catch, or maybe they end up with crappie, whatever might happen. But some of those places.
My main runs are White Lake up in Whitehall,
Okay.
Muskegon Lake in Muskegon, Lake Mac here in Holland, Grand River, Spring Lake. Those are the ones that I normally fish around here.
Okay.
We go up to Hardy.
Hardy's just about an hour.
Yep, about an hour and 15. But then we start going north every now and again, like Cadillac and Charlevoix, Traverse City.
Okay.
Normally we go
That's not a weeknight trip, though.
No,
that's the
absolutely
weekends.
not. Those are weekend trips.
When you go out on the weeknights and you're doing bass fishing, everybody thinks, well, if I'm going to be fishing, I got to get up early.
That is incorrect.
Maybe that's the truth about Morgan not hunting or fishing.
It
Is
might
that
have
too
something,
too
The whole
early in the
early
morning
thing.
for you?
I'm not a big fan of early mornings.
Well, you can fish in the afternoon.
Look at that.
The sun's normally out then too.
Yeah.
So I'm just harassing you, Morgan.
Yeah, it's okay.
Your dad probably wants to get up early and he's wondering, where are my kids? That's what I'm doing usually. Where are my kids? As I look across the desk here at Sarah. So these different lakes that you hit, Lake Mac is our closest one right here.
Yep.
Is Lake Mac, do we really produce a lot of bass out of there that people can get out there and have some fun catching? Because bass are a lot of fun to
Yes,
bring in.
they are a riot. Lake Mac is a little tricky, but as soon as you find them, you find one, you're going to find a bunch of them.
Really? 'Cause
Yep.
they're sitting there waiting
They're
to feed on
schooled
big
up
fish?
together. They're real tight.
Okay.
Lake Mac is a lake that doesn't have much cover, and except for break lines and docks. When you find one, you find the load of them.
When you say a break line, what's a break line?
A steep drop off where basically I call it a shelf. You go from 3 to 4 foot of water, and then 10 feet away, you're in 20.
And then are there usually weeds and cover that grow right on that edge?
On other lakes, yes. Lake Mac, not so much.
Really?
Yep, Lake Mac is a dingier water and does not let the weed growth come up.
The sunlight doesn't get down there.
Exactly.
Gotcha. You look like you have a question, Morgan.
Yeah, I have one. Okay, you said when you find one fish, you find them. How do you even find that one?
How do you
We're
find?
going to come
we'll
back
get
to
into
that in
You-
just a minute.
I can't ask that yet?
Well, look over at Caitlin a minute.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I need more than that.
She says you gotta take a break.
Nope, we'll get into that.
Oh, okay. Okay.
The Farmers Co-op Elevator in Hudsonville is your food plot headquarters with over 40 different seed varieties to choose from, providing in-house soil testing as well as fertilizers, lime, and equipment to plant, maintain, and get the maximum performance out of your food plot. Visit the Farmers Co-op at 3302 Prospect Street in Hudsonville. For a complete list of products and services, check them out online at fcelevator.com. Lines are open. Give us a call, 395-1450. We'll be back here shortly on The Outdoor Show. Welcome back to the Outdoor Show, brought to you by Powder Horn Guns and Archery. For all your arrow knocking, gun cocking, fish hooking, flag waving, stand up and sing God Bless America hunting and fishing needs. Lines are open. Give us a call, 395-1450. We're back, ready to answer your questions right here on the Outdoor Show. Oh, and we're missing Tim's whistle. Caitlin's over here trying to do it for him. But there's no... She says she can't whistle either. But there's no microphone in front of her, so you couldn't hear her go... And my daughter's laughing at me for my announcement for Powder Horn Guns and Archery.
I thought it was great.
But you almost wanted to stand up and salute the flag, didn't you?
I did. I was about ready.
Yeah. It makes you want to stand up and salute hunters and fishermen is what it does.
Yeah.
Because it's for all your arrow knocking, gun cocking, fish hooking, flag waving, stand up and sing God Bless America hunting and fishing needs. You like that?
Enthusiastic.
I get enthusiastic about it.
Yeah.
Wish I had something like that to advertise with.
We'll get to work on it.
Yeah.
Nah, he's got it. It's anyway, we're here. We've got Morgan Englishman replacing Tim Becker this morning, and she might just want to do that more often.
Yeah, maybe. We'll find out.
He's missing all the time,
Yeah.
so it'll depend when you're around.
Yeah.
But we've got Brett Hovman here. We're talking about bass fishing, and Morgan asked a question just before we went to break.
Yeah.
And Morgan, your question was?
Okay, you said when you find one fish, you find them all, but how do you even find that one fish?
Well, a lot of people look at the lakes, and if you stand on shore and you look at the water, it all looks the same.
Yeah.
So that's where I look at mapping, Google Earth. My electronics have charts on them,
Okay.
and you start looking for those break lines, the deep drop-offs, any kind of structure that you would want to see. Fish will always relate to structure.
When you say structure, do you mean like when you're talking about that
Like-
drop off?
Yep, drop-offs or drop-offs with wood on them is key. Weed lines,
Okay.
fallen trees in the water,
Oh, okay.
boat docks, all those are considered structure, and the fish always relate to the structure. So basically,
It's like cover.
yes,
right?
Okay.
Yep, and you basically that's where you start trial and error. You go fish a little bit up shallow where the boat docks are.
Well, before you get into the trial and error part, I want to make clear, I've had a lot of people say to me before, well, I don't have any fancy electronics and stuff. Well, the fancy electronics might make it quicker, make it faster, make it immediate and right there.
Right.
But you don't really need those.
No, absolutely not.
Topographical maps. You know what topographical maps are, Morgan?
You know, I'm gonna be honest. No.
Okay. You've seen the maps where there's a bunch of lines running next to each other, and some
Yeah.
are close tight and some are further apart.
Yes.
Well, those are elevations. They're telling us what's down low and then what comes up high. When the lines are close together, it's really a sharp or steep hill.
Okay.
When the lines are further apart, it's a long sloping hill. And we're going to have to talk to your dad about teaching you about orientation.
Yeah.
Orienteering, I'm sorry, and
Okay.
that kind of stuff. But
Okay. Yeah, we'll work on it.
those maps, you can get paper maps for lakes that show where those drop-offs would be, or those break lines, and it'll show where it goes out shallow. And you can guesstimate, because long before I had any kind of electronics to
Yeah.
use, I used maps like that, and then I would guesstimate approximately how far offshore I wanted to be and so on to find those different elevations for depth. And then we went into the trial and error that Brett was about to tell us about.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I just wanted to make clear for the listeners, because I've had plenty of comments from people about, I don't have all that fancy stuff. I can't do that. No, you need a rowboat, a fishing pole, and a map.
That's all you need.
And self-confidence.
Nah, I don't even need that.
No, just go out and have a good time.
Maybe a
and
life
relax.
jacket.
Yeah. Okay.
Life jacket would be good.
Okay, that'll be fine.
That'll give you that self-confidence.
Yeah.
Self-confidence, I'm going to keep floating if I fall in. So back to your trial and error.
So your trial and error, when I go up shallow, fishing shallow structure, boat docks, your lay down trees that fall off the shore, normally I'll start throwing jigs or worms, rubber worms, something with a weedless hook on it.
When you commented rubber worms just now, you can't use live worms in bass tournaments, can you?
Nope, you cannot use live bait.
Did you know that?
I didn't. That's really disappointing for me.
Because you used a worm to get that crappie, I'm sure.
I did. I did. I put the worm on the hook myself. I'm sure.
You're sure?
Yes.
Can't remember, but I'm pretty sure I did it.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time that I've used a live bait.
Not for bass fishing.
Nope.
I mean, that's just the norm for tournament fishing.
Yep.
Right?
Yep, all artificial. And
Have you ever used the baby bird falling out of the tree technique? That happens when I cast and I'm not on target, and it goes up into the branch, and then I have to pull it back, and then it falls out of the branch down into the water, and then the bass bat grabs it.
I will say this. I have fish patterns that have had fish eating baby birds.
Have you ever used corn?
I have not used corn.
That
You're going
works.
pan fishing with corn kernels, aren't you?
Yeah, I used corn before.
It works.
It works.
It works.
It does work.
Hey, that's not live. Can you use that?
I can't. There's no reason why you couldn't. But I don't know if I can catch a big enough fish on that to compete in a tournament.
Well, if you use the whole cob,
Wow.
There we go.
you use the whole, the whole ear and
Yeah.
throw it in there.
Make sure
That'll
to
be
put,
a big fish.
Yeah, make sure
Let's
to put
see.
butter on it.
A little bit of salt.
Salt and butter. We got a caller? All right.
Yes.
Good morning.
Hey, Tom, this is Jim.
Hey, Jim, you got service up there on Hardy.
Yeah, I do.
Awesome. How'd you do so far this morning?
We got one short, but we just had a big snag and a mess, and so we're just getting started again. So.
Don't you hate it when that happens?
Yes, I do.
We didn't have too bad of a problem when we went a couple weeks back.
No, it's pretty foggy up here. You can't see nothing, so.
Oh, you can't?
No, and we're trying some stuff too, so.
Oh, that's right. You said you were going to try some new techniques.
Yep.
Sweet.
So
I can't wait to hear about them. But you're not going to tell me on the radio because then all the other walleye tournament fishermen are going to know, aren't they?
Well, a lot of guys know. I mean, it's basically we're running lead core, so.
Okay. Just like you're out in a big lake playing for salmon and stuff, right?
Yep.
That just brings
it. Little bit different though. We're running crankbaits on them, so.
Okay. Well, crankbaits. Well, we got bass fisherman Brett Hoffman here. He knows crankbaits.
I do know crankbaits. I know crankbaits real well.
Hey. Nice.
So you're up there, and did you guys put in up high or down low where you normally go?
No, we launched at the launch I always go to.
Okay. You get out there right away this morning, or did the fog hold you up getting up there?
No, we got out here in the dark, and yeah, it's starting to get light out now, but I think it's foggier now than it was when we got here. So,
oh wow,
you can't see squat.
So Jim, we were talking about just before you called in. We talked about having electronics and all that other stuff to read the bottom and so on.
Mm-hmm.
But I made sure I mentioned to the listeners that you can get paper maps, topographical maps of the lakes.
Yep.
Do you know of any good places we could pick some of those up?
I
haven't grabbed one for a long time.
You almost gotta. The best thing to do now is go online because a lot of places don't sell paper maps anymore.
Because everybody got fish finders and everything else, so they didn't need to have them.
Well, these new GPSs put in the chip, and most of these chips now, they all like Lake Master. I got Lake Master chip, but Navionics got chips too.
Oh yeah.
You put those in your GPS, and it's got just numbers of lakes with all the contours and everything.
Right. So we can actually go online and search out a lake and get the topographical possibly.
Yes. I do that. I even got a program that's in my computer. It's a Navionics program, and it's got, there's 10,000 lakes in there. So
oh, man.
You can even print the map off, too, on the computer if you got a print.
One lake at a time, I hope.
Yes, that's what I mean. You search, what lake you want to look for or what you want to go to, and you search for that, and then you find that, and then you just you can print it off. I've done that in the past, just print it off and put it in the boat, so I got some locations that I can find easier on the map. So
nice.
Yeah.
Nice. What's that?
But yeah,
If you have a smartphone,
it's so foggy out here right now that you have to run your GPS and pay attention.
Oh, really? It's that bad? Just to figure out where you're at. Nice.
Yeah, because I got messed up and we got some lines tangled. I turned too sharp.
Oh no! Well, I'll tell you what. If you could give me a report later on, just tell me how you guys did, and then I can give a report next week on what happened on Hardy. With the tangled up lead core lines.
Yeah, that's fun. Yeah, we snapped one that we used because we lost most of the core on it.
Well, awesome. Hey, good luck this morning out there on Hardy. I hope the new technique works out well. And thanks for calling in.
Okay, talk to you later, Tom.
Awesome. Thanks, Jim.
Bye, Jim.
Yep, see you, bye.
So, Jim took me out walleye fishing a couple weeks ago so that I could actually learn where the walleye are hanging out on Hardy.
I caught a few walleye up on Hardy the last few weeks.
Did you?
Yep.
While you were bass fishing?
On accident, but yeah. I kept them, but...
So they were big enough ones?
Yep.
We hit a couple of spots that we got they were all too short. 14.5 inches.
Ooh.
Oh, no.
You're a half inch away and you're going, oh, man.
Where you want to step on them and stretch them out a little bit.
Well, the first one we measured, it was the other guy that came with us, Jim and I, or the other guy that came with us, we're over there putting it to the stick, and Jim goes, did you guys do this? Did you do this? Did you do this? So what are you talking about? We already threw the fish back. It was too short. He goes, we'll check next time. Next time we bring it over, he goes, no, you have to make sure the mouth is closed, the tail is together, and then you stretch it out.
Yep.
You start from the mouth and go back that way. He says, you maybe threw away a keeper. Oh, man.
There is ways to get a fish that is a 1/4 inch short to go.
So, anyhow, as Jim said, now you were going to say, if you have a smartphone, Navionics comes up?
Navionics has an app for smartphones that you can pull up lake maps that have the topograph
Sweet.
features on them.
And many people have smartphones today.
Yep, and I use it all the time. Like Jim was talking about that chip that you have.
I got the chip.
Yep, for the electronics.
For GPS, yep.
But when I'm at home or something like that, I can go and pull that app up while I'm sitting in the house, whatever, sitting on the couch, watching TV, and I can go through and search through the lake and look for all those contours.
Didn't know you could accomplish your fishing from the couch, did you, Morgan?
You know what? I don't doubt it. Technology is crazy nowadays.
Well, and my kids usually program my phone for me, so everybody else can handle that much better than I can.
Yeah.
The whole app thing, I don't use many apps. I got a few of them, but I had to get the online banking app. I had to go have the teller show me how to load it up because I kept having troubles, and I said, forget it, I'm done. Mm-hmm. But that's okay. That means they had it protected well, right?
Exactly.
So when we come back, we're going to talk about some of those techniques to bringing those fish in after or getting them hooked to begin with. The Outdoor Show is brought to you by Advantage Marine in Zeeland with competitive prices and personalized service to meet all your needs, repair, storage, winterizing, parts, and more. Call Advantage Marine in Zeeland at 616-748-9235 or stop in and see Dave at 8755 Riley Street in Zeeland. That's at the corner of 88th and Riley on the northeast side of Zeeland. Lines are open. Give us a call, 395-1450. We'll be back here shortly on The Outdoor Show. Welcome back to the Outdoor Show, brought to you by MI Firearms ETS, educating people in the safe and responsible use of firearms since 2001. MI Firearms ETS offers education, training, and supply, the best you can find anywhere. Classes are offered regularly. Class sizes are limited. Register early to reserve your spot, 616-218-7328, or find us on your computer at mifirearmsets.com. And I got to tell you, before we get back into this, we've got some really fun classes coming up. We've got on September 19th, we've got a precision rifle course, and we've got Marine Corps Scout Sniper Jason Wright is going to be our guest instructor, along with Mel Brummel, Allegan Tactics Officer, for that course. And then that's at 500 yards. And then October 3, we've got a 200-yard precision rifle shoot, which will teach everything that goes out to the 500. It's just we don't have, at that range, we don't have that availability because that range only goes out to 200 for shooting. But people will end up with a lot of great experience out of this. I've been spending some time with Jason Wright, and there's a lot of things that we don't know about rifle shooting. Anyhow, I also wanted to make sure before we roll that everybody remembers, if you want to win free coffee, lattes, and all sorts of other stuff for your entire workplace, play Biggby Coffee's Beat O'Deal's Picks this week and win. Simply select the winners of this week's NFL games, and if you outpick O'Deal, you will win a free Biggby drink of your choice. If you're the one who picks the most correct, you're the high scorer, you'll win coffee for your entire workplace. To play for free, simply go to Facebook and search Biggby Holland. You can play every week of the regular season. Prizes will vary throughout the season. Let's get back to the bass fishing. Morgan's excited. She's like, I'm going to go fishing with Dad with crankbaits, and I know exactly how to do this, right? You know exactly how to do this.
Not even a little.
Not even a little. Well, you're up.
Okay. What in the world is a crankbait?
Okay. A crankbait it's a bait that looks like a fish. So whether you want to go different colors as bluegill, so you get your green pumpkin colored, or all the way up to white, which are mimicking shad, and they have a bill on them, and when you get crankbait from it, as you reel them in, they start diving. So when you start having that, you can start controlling what depth they're at. There's ton of different sizes.
I can see she's looking at you like, what's a bill?
How do you, yeah. I was going to say, how do you control it? I was like,
What-
you know.
Have you seen a lure? Looks like a little fish.
Yeah.
And then on the front of it, looks like a scoop. Mm-hmm. That is the bill.
Okay.
Different size bills at different speeds will give you that depth.
Okay.
So that's what Brett's talking
And it-
about is with that
It
bill.
does take a lot of time to figure out how deep it's running and what it's actually doing underwater. Normally, when I take a crankbait out of a package, I sit there and tune it for 10 minutes, trying to get it to
Okay.
run right the way I like it.
Yeah. Okay.
We dropped the underwater camera so we can see it.
Not quite, but normally you throw it out there 10 feet, reel it in real fast, see what way it's or what side it's darting to.
When it darts back and forth,
Yep.
so on with this the bill grabbing
Yep.
the water and then sinking down.
Yep, and there's many different ways to run them too. When I do it, normally I go for a complete reaction bite out of it, and by reaction bite, the fish are there, but they don't really want to eat. And then when you're running your bait by them, they can just sit there and look at it if you're just reeling it in.
Are they just not hungry?
In a way, yes. But the predatorial instinct, if they have a wounded bait fish around them, their natural instinct is to eat it.
Okay.
It's kind of like if there's cookies on the counter.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
When they're there, well, somebody's got to eat them.
Yep, exactly right.
Now, some of the crankbaits, they have like a rattle inside them.
Yes,
Right?
there is ones with rattles, and there's one that's silent.
So as it's going through the water and making that motion, that rattle's making an irritating sound because of the vibration in the
Yes.
water for the fish,
Yep,
right?
and it sounds like a school of bait fish clicking in the water.
That's what gets them
Yep.
attracted to.
Yep.
I got you. They come over. Hey, what's going on?
Exactly. They come and investigate it. And
Got
then
it.
some days they don't want that, and that's where we start running our silent ones and see if that's what they want. Some days they just don't want anything.
Yeah, I've experienced those days.
Yes.
A few too many times.
Way too many times.
So, you got the crankbaits.
Yeah.
You understand how you got to work those crankbaits.
I think
What else?
so.
What else do you need to know, Morgan?
You know, like I don't know. I guess I'm just used to, a nice bobber and a worm. So I don't know anything.
And it works.
In all honesty. Yeah, I got a trophy. Got one trophy when I was little.
The bobber and the worm.
Bobber and the worm.
It is the old fail
Hey, if not all else fails, you're gonna catch fish on it.
Yeah.
I know. My wife likes to read a book when we go fishing. She likes to put the bobber on there with the worm on there, and then throw it in and wait for the fish to do its thing, and then she likes to read the book.
Mm-hmm. Well, at least she's paying attention. Then some people just take a nap in the bottom of the boat.
No, you didn't understand. I always got to set the hook and reel the fish. No, I'm kidding.
Well-
she does pay attention. She even goes bass fishing with me, and on Pine Lake, and we'll go around the lake. We went one afternoon. We took off. We were only going to go out for like an hour. 5 hours later, we were done. But we were having so much fun because the bass kept just hitting those baits, and it was like, this is just too much fun.
And if you're catching them, time flies.
oh,
Time
gone.
flies when you're catching fish.
Hey, there you go. It's not having fun when you're catching fish. Well, that is having fun, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is when it's fun. It's the tough days that make it seem like a very long day.
So, Morgan,
Yeah.
are we going to set you up to go on one of the nighttime tournaments, one of the weeknight tournaments with Brett, so you can learn
Sure.
the bass fish?
I think we should do it and
Yeah.
fish against Tom.
Yeah.
Then I'll have to take Sarah, so I got a partner
Perfect.
Sounds good.
because my sons are always busy. Well, look at her. She's going, Well, we'll do, Sarah. We'll follow Brett and Morgan around. And then when they miss them, we'll catch them.
I don't think we'll be missing many,
We're going to take a file to all your hooks.
Okay. Well, I'm good with that. Try it.
Thank you very much for coming in, Morgan. Thank you for sitting in for Captain Tim Becker,
Thanks
my
for having
sometimes
me.
co-host.
Yeah.
And hope we can come back again and do it again sometime.
For sure.
Thanks, Brett, for coming in and being part of the show and telling us about
Absolutely.
bass fishing. Sarah, thank you for coming in and taking pictures of Morgan.
Yeah.
We'll talk to you next week right here on the Outdoor Show.